And we're live.
We're live. Wait, we were gonna do our countdown. Stressful.
Okay, here we go. All right. Oh yeah, here, 15 seconds. Okay. Shh.
We're going live soon. We're going live soon.
This is oh wait, should we do well, anyways, we can do the actual countdown another time. Hey, welcome.
We'll get there. Welcome. We're so excited that you're joining us.
Oh, music. Yeah, music is good. I like it.
Starting the vibes. They're coming.
This is so nice. It's so peaceful.
So peaceful.
I should also continue eating.
Yeah, you definitely should eat. Okay, should I do like a quick little 30-second countdown? 10-second?
Yeah.
Okay. We're coming. Get ready. Woohoo! Okay. I'm gonna get rid of this. How do we get rid of the overlay? There we are. Sorry.
It's so exposed.
I didn't really say. Surprise!
and we're on. Oh gosh.
Whether it was consensual or not at this moment, we are live, and our number one fan is here. We are so grateful to have you.
Well, good. Definitely. They better be here because we decided to talk about this topic.
Yeah, we did
because of him.
So I'm gonna start us off today. Joohong is being a human and eating a meal, which is so awesome. We love that. So we want to support nourishing your body. Yes. So welcome, you guys. Welcome to Radiance and Reality Coaching. We're so excited to have you guys here this evening. Again, we are here on Mondays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure that you tune in. We'll be here every single week. Don't miss out. We are talking about all sorts of fun things. We eat, we laugh, we joke, we get serious, we get vulnerable, we do all the things. And we just want you to be a part of those conversations. So come and join us on Mondays. We're so happy to have you. And we're here on YouTube and on Twitch. We also are going to do a sweet little sharing of our social media platforms here. So please make sure that you follow us. You'll know we'll ask you guys questions, check in, post latest updates with what's going on with us. So making sure that you guys are following. Today, we are talking about emotional intelligence. I've seen places where it's called EI. I've seen it be called EQ. I've seen it referenced as both, so it's a little confusing, but that's what we're talking about today, whether you call it one or the other. We're super excited to be able to be talking about that topic. Before we jump in, we want to introduce ourselves again. Hi, my name is Kayla Winters. I'm the proud owner of the Lunar Radiance Coaching, and my amazing co-host over here.
Hey! my name is Joohong Lange, and my coaching company is Reality Switch Coaching, and I'm really excited to be here, Kayla. Thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me. Just gotta give you a nice round of applause.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. We're using the soundboard again tonight.
Okay, hold on.
Well done. So we wanted to start a tradition here with you guys before we jump into our topics, which is something that I always like to do at the beginning of spaces that I hold, is setting an intention and gratitude. And we wanted to do that with you guys here on live, and also encourage you guys to also share some gratitude and intention. So let's start off with gratitude. We want to hear from you guys in the comments. Share with us what you guys are grateful for today. It could be something as simple as breathing. It could be something great that happened. It could be your dog, food, water, having a bed. So many things to be grateful for. So we want to hear from you guys in the chat what it is that you guys are grateful for. And I'll go ahead and start us off since I know Joohong is eating right now. Maybe his gratitude is food today. Today, I am really grateful to be surrounded by such an awesome support system that I feel confident in like being able to access and like reach out to when I need it. So I feel really, really grateful for that.
I aside from food, which is amazing,
Of course.
you know, and this is gonna be kind of corny, but I would say I'm very thankful for collaboration.
Yes.
It kind of goes into that support as well, right?
Yeah.
But we've talked about this, that like doing this, and when you have someone who you can really rely on and kind of is on the same page as you, it makes things that seem very challenging. It makes the mountains look like tiny little hills, I would say.
I'd agree.
So yes, that.
Yeah.
What about in the chat? What are you
guys grateful for? I want to hear from you. Share with us. We know you
good.
guys got some gratitude, some things to be grateful for.
Yeah.
While we're waiting for those answers to come in, the other thing that we wanted to share before we get started into our main topic today was setting an intention. What is your intention for this live? What is our intention for this live? What is your intention for making the time to be here today? Why do you want to show up, and how do you want to show up? Joohong, do you want to? Sorry, I literally saw you as really leaning down for the bite.
No, it's literally right. That's every time, right? When you're eating with somebody and like you like start to take a bite, and then they're like, "Oh, sorry."
For you, take the stage.
Get away. Intention for today. I mean, I think for this topic specifically on emotional intelligence, my intention is that I want to still keep it very open, and I want to make emotional intelligence very accessible in the way of, you know, we're going to talk about like what a definition of emotional intelligence is, what our views are on it, but I want to make sure that we keep it open enough for everyone to understand that these are not the definitions or the definitions for emotional intelligence. These are just views that we have and beliefs that we have around it and what it can be. So even if they're absolutely amazing. So, and I think Toga Eater said thankful for family, grateful for family.
Thanks for sharing your gratitude with us. That's so awesome.
Yes, I agree. And if you are feeling really frisky, what specifically about family? Like what is that? Yeah.
I loved your term of frisky. If you're feeling
frisky.
If you're feeling frisky.
I think it's because my sister uses that word.
Oh, okay.
Feeling frisky. And so when Toga Eater said family, it made me think of her, and then I was like, oh yeah, so if you're feeling frisky, cool. Like just on like an unconscious level, like it was just like, oh yeah.
It says family and frisky don't go.
I mean, anyways, we're not. That's not.
Yeah, we're like on another note.
We're not going to talk about that today. But
oh man, that's funny. Oh man.
Intention. Your intention.
Intention. Yeah. Did you want me to share? Is that what you just said?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, only if you want to. Only if you want to.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for giving me the option, and I would love to take that. Today, my intention is to be open, to be a teacher as well as a student here. I'm really excited to hear what Joohong has to say. I'm really excited to hear what our chat has to say today about this topic, and to be able to like find some keys. I want to find some keys to unlock me today, and also be hopefully a key for somebody else of just like sharing thoughts and just like being able to like truly have a conversation that is emotionally intelligent. Crazy. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about that. So thanks for that opportunity. If anyone else wants to share their intention today, we'd love to hear from you in the chat. How do you want to show up today? Are you curious? Are you feeling resistant, but you're open to like exploring? What's your intention today? We want to hear from you.
Yeah, and then feel free, just as we go on, you know, to just toss it in there, even as we kind of go on and talk about all of the wonderful things we're going to talk about tonight.
Yes.
As well. This is not your only time. You can put it in whenever.
Right, anytime, or if you feel inspired or whatever.
Yeah,
it might happen.
Whatever. You know, now I kind of want to look up the actual definition of frisky. I guess maybe. Oh, it says playful and full of energy. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Like frisky,
that's totally family oriented.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, when I think of frisky, I think of a cat. So.
Oh, well, see, now the slang of frisky. We won't talk about that.
Okay. Sounds
I meant
good.
the Oxford language.
Yeah, the true
Oxford definition of frisky. Playful and full.
Even though slangs are relevant, but
not the other.
We're gonna. That's it for another day.
Yes, that's for another day. Crazy.
So
absolutely crazy.
Oh man. Okay, we have one more thing that we have two more things. I lied. That we want to talk about. We want to go over community guidelines again and how we want y'all to participate with us here on live. We just want to remind you guys to make sure that you're respectful, you respect each other, you respect yourselves, engaging with the topic, ask questions. We want to hear your thoughts, ideas, and just doing it in a respectful and open and like vulnerable way is really what we're looking for. Again, we just want to let you guys know that one of our intentions with this space is for it to be a place that is safe and supportive for that ability to learn, to grow. So we want to just highlight that. Again, anything that you share in the chat is public. So just be mindful of that. And knowing that like we will ban people if we have to. We just want to say that out loud. So that way that expectation is clear. So anything else you want to add, Joohong? Are you... Or in a moment, maybe.
Yeah.
You're like, this is the moment for me.
Yes. I want to add. I love it. I'm here for it. All the laugh tracks.
All the laughter. We can't hear the chat, but hopefully the chat's laughing.
Oh, I'm sure the chat is laughing. The chat is ruffling.
They're ruffling. Others are ruffling. They're getting frisky.
No, well, yes, not in the slang way. In the Oxford dictionary.
Sorry. Anytime I reference it today, it's all in the Oxford definition.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna just actually say I'm cut off for right now from saying that word. They're done. No. Cut off.
Yeah, I think that's yeah, you did a great job. I actually really didn't have anything else to add. I don't think so.
Great. Okay, One more thing before we jump into emotional intelligence today is we want to hear from you guys. We want to do a this or that. Are you guys cake or pie people? Cake or pie?
Cake or pie.
Which one is it? We want to hear from you.
And then what oh, you go first. What is yours, Kayla? What are you? Are you a cake or pie person?
Shucks, I'm gonna say cake.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say cake.
All right, that's a choice. That's a choice. Also, this is a judgment-free zone.
Yeah.
So.
A little bit. I'm just kidding. No, it is judgment-free.
Yeah, it's 100%.
Pie all the way. All right, NCD Gamer, welcome back. We're so happy to have you. Okay, we got a pie.
Yes.
Okay, so we're currently tied.
Yes. I'm curious what our number one fan, cake or pie.
Me too.
Also, I want to clarify with this. This question in the past has been very much a a hot topic of debate. Where does cheesecake actually sit on this dessert spectrum? And cheesecake is actually considered a tart.
I was gonna say I don't think it's in either category.
So I love cheesecake, and I am not really a cake person. So I'm gonna say cheesecake is a pie, and so I will pies. Although I do like a really good cake. You know, I'm not really. I could really do either or as long as it's delicious. That's really where
that's the most important.
That is the most important thing.
Oddly enough, I love pineapple on pizza, but like other fruit, gang, pizza on or pineapple on pizza on pizza.
Oh my gosh, that needs to be next week's icebreaker.
Yeah, does pineapple belong on pizza? But I don't necessarily like fruit pies.
I love
like a good banana cream pie.
Oh, you're talking. Oh wait, no, I was thinking about fruitcake.
I love, like, when it comes to pie, I love pumpkin pie. Like, I want it to be like a cream pie. I don't like the fruit pies.
I love banana cream pie. Ugh,
Me too. So fire. So good.
Yeah, my birthday's coming up, and my sister, who I was just mentioning about the friskiness, I was like, oh my gosh, like we're gonna meet up or like for my birthday, like what are you gonna give me a cake or whatever? And she's like, I'll make you a pie. And I was like, I mean, I love banana cream pie. And she's like, actually they're testing out a recipe right now. So I was like, yes, I will test it out. I don't care.
I will give you my review. Yes, I love a good banana cream pie. It's so fire.
Toga eater, pizza on pizza every day.
Pizza on pizza.
I don't know. I'm assuming that was supposed to be pizza on pizza every day and not just pineapple on pizza every day.
Yeah, well, because you heard me say pizza on pizza, right? I was saying pineapple on pizza, and I said pizza on pizza, and I was like, that makes no sense. So.
Yes, it does make sense. Pizza on pizza every day.
Duh.
I love it. I'm here for it. I love pizza. Oh my gosh.
Well, if you decide... Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say that needs to be another we need to make a list of icebreaker questions. Like, where's your favorite pizza place? Like all the things. Oh my gosh. What is your go-to pizza order? Oh man. Anyways,
I love how everything is food oriented.
This is just gonna turn into a food stream, actually.
Yeah, this is anything. We're just actually gonna be like critiquing food on here.
I'm gonna turn this into a mukbang. I'm gonna be eating.
Yeah. Ooh, hot honey.
Oh man. Yeah.
Okay.
I love hot
now
honey.
I'm gonna get hungry.
No, only one streamer is allowed to eat per stream. So, sorry, you don't.
Who made that? That's not in the community guidelines.
No, that's true. About? That's true. You can ask Toga Eater. They know. They know what's up. Yeah. Only one streamer is allowed to eat at a time. The other one.
All right. I guess like somebody does have to be talking, so we'll just have to like switch. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. That's valid.
You got this. I'm gonna keep eating.
Okay, well, we were gonna jump into our topic of emotional intelligence. We wanted to ask you guys first, like, what is emotional intelligence to you guys? What do you think emotional intelligence is? How do you feel about it? What comes up when you think of emotional intelligence? We kind of want to get like a temperature check on our starting place for emotional intelligence. So please share with us in the chat where you guys are at. Of course, we're going to jump into it, share some more today, but we want to know, is this something that you're like, what the hell? Or this is something my girlfriend's talked about, or this is, I don't even know, or you're like, oh yeah, I know emotional intelligence. You're like, I got the EI or EQ. We want to hear from you where you're at on that.
Where are you at on your journey?
Yeah, on your journey.
I should do that too. I should get like when we're like talking and like I get really serious and I'll just get like really into the microphone and just be like, "What is it? What is it really?
What is it?
What is it? How do you feel about emotional intelligence?"
That's gonna be a clip. Let me write that down.
I also do voiceover acting too, so there's that.
In case anyone didn't know.
In case you didn't know, I also do that too.
Yeah.
That's why I have the fancy mic.
We have multifaceted coaches on here, so we got
Oh my gosh.
got a lot of different skills and insight. Well, when you're ready, we would love to hear from you what you guys think emotional intelligence is. Joohong, did you want to start off by sharing like a definition that you found, or?
Yes, I would love to.
We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I mean,
no, you're fine.
I would love to. I love that, actually. Thank you, Toga Eater. You saved me. You heckin' saved me from having to share my thoughts.
Yeah.
Toga Eater says that their understanding of my feelings and others' feelings, how to navigate them. I feel like, honestly, that feels very textbook. Like, literally, it is just understanding. Awareness is something I would say. The Oxford Dictionary says the capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotions, and to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously and empathetically, which I feel like is exactly what Toga Eater wrote.
I agree.
I think Toga Eater just wrote it in a lot more accessible way,
which I think is like so important, of making this like just easy to digest and not make it overcomplicated, because especially like when you start like diving into like the research and the history of all this stuff and it starts getting like really technical, you're like, wait, what are you trying to say here again? What does this mean? So I have how, so to do a little bit of history, are you okay if I share some, Joohong?
Yes, you may go ahead and share while I...
Sounds good. So emotional intelligence actually started in the late 1930s and was essentially just like described as like non-intelligence, ironically, or social intelligence. So that was kind of, again, that was a long time ago. Things have changed. We're in a different culture, a different time. So in the early 90s, it was defined again by these two individuals, John D. Mayer and Peter Solovey, and they did a lot of work. They actually created like the first emotional intelligence test, which was super cool. And so they defined it, and I'm gonna like read this verbatim: a type of social intelligence that involves the ability to monitor one's own and others' emotions, to discriminate among them, and to use this information to guide one's thinking and actions. And then they later expanded this to also include the verbal and non-verbal appraisal and expression of emotions, the regulation of emotion in self and others, and the utilization of emotional content in problem solving. What the hell did I just say?
I think you said my understanding of my feelings and others' feelings, how to navigate them.
Yeah. I mean, essentially, yes. And so I actually like took some time because I was like, what the hell? That was like ridiculous.
That feels like an academic essay all in one.
No, it definitely was. I mean, that was like the quoted versions of what they had right now. So I kind of took that definition and broke it down into like 3 parts that I saw. So it's like your ability to reflect on yours and others' emotions. So you're able to look at what you're experiencing and what you're feeling inside, or what someone else is, and being able to say, that's this. It's being able to notice the difference between various emotions. So knowing the difference between anger and sadness, fatigue and overwhelm, like being able to see the differences. And then the third thing is to be able to use that information to influence how you think or act. So be able to take that and like critically use it to how you move throughout the world. So you reflect, oh, this person is upset. They're not sad. They are angry. Their upset is angry, and I'm going to use that to either talk to them differently or maybe step away, right? Like just be able to use that information to then be able to act accordingly in a way that I would say is like safe for you, right? Yeah. So that's like the definition that I kind of came about from theirs. Do you have any thoughts on that, Joohong?
I love it, and honestly, I think one thing that when I think about like my own definition, it's almost exactly that. And at the end, I would say, like, how do I resourcefully respond to the situation based on where I'm at emotionally, and then the other person as well. Which is, I mean, I feel like we're all saying the same thing in a nice different with different perspectives.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I think essentially we've hit it on the nail very well.
I do think that there's different ways, like think and act are super broad, right? And I think like what you're saying is like a way to measure, like, I guess how emotionally intelligent you are, if that makes sense. And kind of comes back to like you being able to like check in, like I was able to act accordingly by being able to like recognize these things in myself and others. So
yeah, I like take like a temperature, like, you know, let me just take emotional temperature on the situation, where the person, where the other people are at, and where I'm at. Yeah.
I also, when thinking kind of like about my own personal definition of emotional intelligence, I am a yogi. I'm into energy healing and things like that. And I kind of took it coming from the chakras. Are you familiar with the chakras, Joohong? Yeah, cool. If you don't know, there's like 7. I mean, we have chakras all over our bodies. They're like these points of energy, and we have 7 main ones along the spine. And our second chakra, which is about 2 fingers length below our belly button, is called our sacral chakra, and that has to connect with like our emotions and how we feel. It also is tied to our sensuality and just like our ability to tune in to ourselves. So I was also kind of thinking about that too, when thinking about emotional intelligence and kind of how those like play into each other, which was kind of fun. So yeah. Yeah,
I like that thought. I never well, again, I'm not a yogi. I'm not, I guess, as spiritual really in that way. So it's interesting to think about it that way, like, oh yeah, if you just think of it like linked to your chakras and stuff, which I love. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like another way to like, you know, part of what we wanted to talk about today was like how do you check in with your emotional intelligence? How do you measure where you're at personally? And I think that checking with that chakra and noticing any blocks that you might have, things like that. I could go on forever about these things, but I just think it's another way to be able to like check in and get another perspective of like tuning into emotional intelligence. So yeah,
I love it.
Cool. Okay, what is the next question that we had on the list?
We got this.
We got this.
Intelligence. How hard could it be?
I was thinking a lot about just feelings and thinking about myself, and I feel like to know feelings, you have to experience them. And similar with emotions, like it's really hard to like understand an emotion without having like experienced it for yourself.
Yeah, agreed.
And living in such like a fast-paced world where things are moving pretty quickly, and we talked about in our last stream how like a lot of my experience was like the shut up, get in, be quiet, push through, all those things. It can really lead you to prevent from expressing and feeling and tuning inward. And it's really easy, I feel like, to lose touch with ourselves and how we feel. And especially when people around you, I think, aren't tuning in either, right? When it's just kind of like culturally, like everyone is tuned out. Not even culturally, it could be like it could just be like your community that you're in or the people that you're around or your family or whatever. It's really easy to check out and not be tuned in and just get on your phone and scroll all day.
Also, Kayla, I think something's going on with your microphone.
Is it?
Or
Can
was?
you hear me?
Now it's good. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It was
Hello?
just like
I'll just hold it here.
it's just like this kind of thing.
Like that?
Something's like rubbing me and stuff. Oh, what? I was gonna say frisky, but anyways.
Anyways, I guess Joohong, I'd like to know like your thoughts on like how people are like maybe not like different ways, I guess, that like our emotional intelligence is being impacted, or like maybe we're like, man, I have low emotional intelligence, like I feel crappy or what, like that kind of thing. I guess what I'm trying to say is that also to just like invite in grace, and everybody starts somewhere with their emotional intelligence because of our environment and whatnot. And we're just here today to like shed light on it so that way you can know more.
Yeah, I mean, from like the NLP perspective and how I've adapted it, NLP is a lot of like reframing situations, right? And so when it comes to emotional intelligence, that awareness of, oh, like let's say you're at work or something and someone gives you feedback and they're like, hey, like, oh, can you redo this because like whatever, blah blah blah. Well, in that moment your first thought might be like, oh, why are they being such a whatever to me? Why are they being so mean to me? Like, what the heck? Like, they need to get off my case. And the reframe would be like, oh, they're just trying to help me out. But having that awareness of like, but still like that upset me. And usually people go just straight to the reframe or straight to the story, and they don't really think about, well, why did that cause me to feel defensive or angry or whatever the case is. And so I think what happens is we don't, I mean, again, like you said, like things happen so fast and life is just so fast these days, and really like people work on just slowing things down. I think we get so caught up in it that it's just, we like zoom right past the whole, like, how did I feel in that moment? Whoa, let me check in with that. Like, why did I react that way? Even if you didn't say anything to react that way, but that feeling, like, where did that come from? It was just like visceral, like, bam, here it is. Or like, why did that person say that? Now I just wanted to cry. Like, what's going on? But we just immediately we reframe it to go, well, those don't matter right now. I need to push that down because I need to get back to work or whatever the case is, right?
Or this isn't the place for that, or whatever story we tell ourselves that like is like allowing ourselves, or like that's not professional, or like all of those things that we could
like
say to twist it.
It's so, and I know we do have a topic in the future about like work, and I think with that, I used to tell cast members all the time, just like when they would get to us and they were new, like we do a little check-in, and I would tell them, look, one of the things that I hate the most is when people say, look, all of your life stuff, you need to leave it at the door and like don't bring it in here. That already like one just invites so much stress, because then you're having to like hide your true self while you're at work. So what I would tell them is like, look, you're human, you're gonna go through things, you're gonna feel things are gonna happen to you, and there's nothing you can really do about it. Like, it's gonna happen. Well, when you show up, if you do decide to show up, because you can call out whatever, but if you do decide to show up, then all I ask is that you remain neutral, because we're in a customer service environment, and so like in that way, you don't bring that stuff in, but then you can come talk to us or talk to your leads or whatever. And so I think now a lot of people who are in the workforce are looking more for places that are very emotionally intelligent in that way, understanding that people are gonna show up how they're gonna show up. There are things that go on in life that if you actually force this person to go through it and hide how they're feeling, they actually get more miserable. It gets worse, and their performance still tanks either way.
Right.
I'm very passionate about that. But I think like it's so easy for people to reframe things in an unresourceful way of like, yeah, that I need to just shut this down. This is not the place for that. This is whatever. Or I'm overreacting. Because I think, yeah, do we sometimes overreact to things? Sure. Like maybe, you know, this isn't as big, but clearly to you, it felt really big. So then checking in on that and being emotionally intelligent about why did I react so big to this thing that's really, when I look at it objectively, it's not so big.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, yes.
That was great. That was so
That's how
great.
I feel about that.
I love it. I think it's I think also sometimes people think that they have to like be like speak out to be able to be like emotional intelligent. And I think that sometimes there's people who are emotionally intelligent but don't necessarily know how to express themselves or haven't had the confidence to be able to speak up. That makes sense, and like truly like exercise their internal feelings, because it's one thing to like tune in with how you're feeling and it's another to like act or share, right?
Yeah.
I think these are like levels, right? Like these are levels of emotional intelligence. And so I just want to say like because I've heard from like people in my life that are like, oh, I don't feel like I'm emotionally intelligent, and I see them sitting on like the back burner or not sharing what they have to say. And it's like, actually, you are emotionally intelligent. You just need to like work on that muscle and get to the place where you feel like you deserve to like hold that space for those emotions and those feelings, right?
Yeah.
And so I actually like through my research, I ended up coming across this concept of like emotional competence, which is not necessarily the same as emotional intelligence. They are buddies, but like emotional intelligence is like the knowing side of things, and emotional competence is like the actual doing and the actual carrying out of that. And so I do just want to bring that up because a lot of people might be, or maybe have even been told like, oh, I'm not emotionally intelligent. Well, you probably, you might be. I'm sure there's skills, like you're a whole person.
Yeah.
You haven't gone your whole life without feeling anything. You have experiences, right? I'm sure that there is emotional intelligence in there, whether you've gotten to the place of like actually like acting and moving and being able to like talk about it is a whole different thing, which comes back to emotional competence. So, and then I think it's so important too, like being in those spaces, like this is coming back to you, Joohong, of like being able to actually practice and be given the grace to like work on your emotional intelligence actively and the competent side of things, right? Because if you're like shut down all the time or like meant to feel like your emotions are shameful or you're not enough or you're invalid, like all those things, again, that's training you to say, I'm not good enough to share it, or it's not worth it, or I'm just gonna shut up because that's easier, right? That's not the case, and that does not mean that you're emotionally you're not emotionally intelligent. That just means that you're in a shitty situation.
True. I mean, get a yes in the chat if you've ever felt this way. Like, like that thing when you said like emotionally, like you feel like you're almost like invalid.
Yeah, that's like, exactly how it feels.
That's so powerful, and I feel like so many people just like accept that as just this is just how it is. This is what it's supposed to be. I'm at work, or I'm at whatever, or I'm in my family, and we aren't frisky. We aren't frisky.
We aren't frisky. We don't feel.
And yes, Toga Eater, yes, speak your truth, honestly. And in family is like, oh well, if you have a patriarchy or a matriarchy in the family, sometimes it can be like, well, that person, whatever they say, whatever that leader in the family says, that's what goes. And if you say anything against it, you're wrong. Don't even don't even think about having a feeling or a thought about it. Just accept it, and that's it.
Or that goes against my feelings.
Yes. And so that way, that is why it's invalid, because it goes against. But if your feelings are agreeing with what I believe, what I want,
then you are
then
more
you're good. Yes. Oh
right.
my gosh, you speak the truth. Oh, beautiful, wonderful. So yeah, I want to go back to when you talk about like speaking out, like kind of that emotional competence. Then, how do you feel like people, or what have you witnessed or seen, how people maybe in an unresourceful way they kind of speak out their emotions or their that.
And I'm excited to hear your thoughts on this too. So kind of coming back to this like idea of like seeing emotional unintelligence, however we want to say that, a lack of emotional intelligence. I think it first comes from like, we think that leaders have know all, right? And have that ability to guide and lead. And I just want to say that if the leadership style that you're experiencing means diminishing, that means not including grace, not honoring that you're human, not honoring your emotions and whatnot, that is not a leader. That is not an emotionally intelligent partner. If you have a partner that runs that way and just like is loud and is able to speak up and take up a lot of space, that does not mean that you're emotionally intelligent.
Cool. Yeah.
And
100%.
I think
just you're loud
that is
doesn't mean
one way. Yeah, just because you take up space and you're able to say maybe how you're feeling does not mean that you're emotionally intelligent or aware of like, you might not even know like the difference between the emotions that you're feeling inside. Like you might be actually really sad, but your emotion that you're showing off is anger, right? Like again, these are coming back to ways that and again, I just want to like invite in grace, like we're all humans, we're trying to figure this out, and who knows what that person's experiences were, right? And this is like a part of emotional intelligence, right? Like honoring that like someone's doing the best that they can with the tools that they have, but taking that and making sure that you see that and you say, okay, that's how they're walking through it. This is how I'm feeling, and this is how I'm going to move through this space.
Yeah.
Is like so important. And I just want to bring that power back to you, because I think that is so important when it comes to actually like acting on your emotional intelligence, because it's vulnerable. It's so vulnerable. And I think that that's a key piece to know, that like emotional intelligence has to include vulnerability. I feel like for you to be truly acting on it, because it's raw, it's real, it's how you feel at the end of the day, whether that might be right or wrong to somebody else. But are you like strong enough to be able to speak that truth?
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, what's your take on it, Joohong? And like people not necessarily showing.
I think it's funny because as you're talking about that, and I think people, I think in general, just have this idea, like society has this idea that like if you're emotional at any capacity, then that means you're dramatic, you're over the top, like. But really, to be emotional is just to really just feel your feelings. And one thing that we talk about a lot at Disney was that like different leaders, you can be an effective leader and still be quiet. You can be, you don't have to be that big, like gregarious, like, you know, how maybe some people might describe me as like, you know, really out there, just tons of energy. Like, and so even with emotional intelligence and competence, it doesn't mean that you are that big energy that when you're angry, oh, everybody feels it, oh, it's so out there. Or when you're sad, oh, you're just crying and you're like, oh gosh, like whatever, the world is ending. Like, no, it can just be like, oh, hey, I feel this way, like, hey, I feel kind of sad because you said that, but I understand that you're also kind of going through some stuff, and so you might be just lashing out at me. Whoa, wow, that's so amazing. And like how emotionally intelligent and competent like that person is. Yeah. And I think exactly how you said it too, that it is very much, everybody is in their own journey. And because emotional intelligence has been taken into so many different ways, like it's like right now we're like, okay, let's try to like set it straight. Like here, let's really kind of give people like, okay, really like based on the founders who created this, based on like our own experiences, which all seem to very much align. Even something as simple as my understanding of my feelings and others' feelings and how to navigate that. Like, let this be your reset of what being emotionally intelligent and competent really means, and how you can show up in so many different ways that is still emotionally competent and intelligent.
Absolutely.
Mic drop. Man, where do we have a mic drop?
Boom.
You know, I'll take a trade.
No, but we need to get one. That needs to be on the list.
What does a mic drop even sound like? Just like like a
yeah, I don't know.
I would have gone.
So we're gonna be like, what even is okay, on that note, I also just like want to, I think it would be cool for us to talk about like some different ways that people can show or like work on their emotional intelligence, or like be like, this is ways that I'm able to like show or move in that way. And I do want to, before we jump into that, I just want to like kind of bring up this definition again that we started with, just to remind you guys that we're talking about with emotional intelligence, how it's been like defined as like reflecting on your own and others' emotions, knowing the difference between different emotions, and then utilizing that information that you now have to be able to influence the way that you think or act.
Yes. And hopefully
so just a thing. And that in itself can like be a framework for you, right? Okay, let me check in with myself. How do I feel? How do I feel like other people are feeling? Right? And then you can come into like, okay, just like checking in, is this or this? I'm kind of seeing this. Where do I land? Or maybe like, I also love duality. I think two things can exist at the same time that are complete opposites. You can be so happy and so sad. Topic for another day. And just checking in with these different emotions, and then being able to then move, take action, not take action, like whatever that looks like for you. Just knowing, kind of bringing that control back to yourself of how, now that I have this information, what am I going to do with it? And acting accordingly. So like utilize that framework if you're just starting out with emotional intelligence, or you're like, I don't know what this is, or just to check in with yourself. Maybe you know everything about emotional intelligence, but I think it's always so good, even for us coaches, to do all the time. I think that's part of the act and the practice of doing. Okay, Joohong, do you have anything to add to that before I go back to our question?
No. I will say in the chat, if you have any questions or things are popping up as we are talking about this, please put it in the chat, and we can discuss it and kind of go through it as well for you. So just if at any point, just again, also, I mean, we have our social media stuff rolling at the bottom of the screen. So if you want more of this content, we will be posting clips from this as well throughout the week. So nice little reminders on things. And so
thanks for that plug.
Yeah, I think that's kind of it. I would, if it pleases the court, I think to talk about like what are the benefits of increasing your emotional intelligence and competence, because we've kind of like introduced that now too. And then because we're gonna go into the techniques, right? That's what we were gonna go into. Like just kind of generally, like what are the benefits? I mean, I guess we've kind of talked about it a lot. Like, well, we've talked about like the examples of like, oh man, this is what it can get really
and the negative really impact terrible. I would say.
Yes, the negative impacts. But what are some of the benefits that you would say, like you're like let's do like top 2 benefits that you would say of becoming more emotionally intelligent and competent.
What I love about it is I feel like emotional intelligence breeds intimacy and breeds connection. And I think that it allows for that deeper connection and understanding with whoever it is that you're engaging with, and ultimately creates trust. So that's something that I have seen through emotional intelligence that it ultimately ends up creating, which is like what everybody ultimately wants, right? Like they want to have a partner, a coworker, a boss, a parent, whatever, that they can trust, that they can lean on, and that they feel connected to. And by truly being able to reflect on how you feel, being able to share that, being able to see someone else for who they are, is just going to automatically yield that, which is so beautiful. And I think it even creates that in the harder emotions, even more so, right? In the shit, in the muck, and all of it, when you're able to practice this, which I think is the true test ultimately, and you're able to have that reflection and be able to express it and share it, it's going to allow for people to show up for you and for you to also like see the truth and the light, because you're sharing your truth and your light. So
wow. Okay, well, I don't want to answer anymore. That was really good.
Come on.
Forget about it. Never mind. I don't chat. How do you like that answer? That was really good, right? I think for me the two big large benefits to being emotionally intelligent and competent is, I think, being able to express yourself.
Absolutely.
Because there is a way, like if you're upset, and we'll go and I'll talk about this in the techniques, or I mean, I'm curious actually to see what technique you bring up, or techniques. But you know, you when you're angry and upset, there's still a way that you can do it that doesn't like completely shut down the other person. And when you have that emotional competence and intelligence, so that you know, like, okay, if I express myself in this way with where the person is at, the other person, am I going to be able, is this going to land, or, you know, is this the time for it? Like you had mentioned before too. And so I think that like being able to really express yourself, because too many times do we bottle up ourselves because we're like, well, I don't know how to, I don't know what would I say, how would I like, and then, you know, we have a few bad experiences with expressing ourselves, and then we just like shut it down, and we're like, nope, never again. Because like clearly can't do it, so I'm just not even gonna practice anymore. So I think that, and then the other part is kind of like what you mentioned with like the trust and the connection. I think when you do that, it just fosters a better environment for understanding. Because you can, if you can check in with yourself and understand, okay, this is why I feel this way when this person says this, or why I feel this way when this person did this, or whatever, then when it comes to then other people, it just like I think you mentioned it earlier too, about like being able to not name the things, but I don't remember exactly how you said it, but essentially experiencing it. Like if I've experienced it, then I can talk about it because I've experienced it now. And so now I know what it means to be that way or to feel that way. And I think it's the same thing, where if you can understand yourself at that level and be aware of yourself at that level, then it'll make it so much easier to then understand other people at that level as well.
Absolutely.
Because you practice it with yourself. Those would be my two. I really liked that answer. Was really good. I was like, oh man, I need to go next. I need to go first next time. Like, this is too much.
Cut off.
Out of the park.
Well, I mean, also like thinking about your answer too, like I feel like what you're ultimately getting at is like when you understand yourself and you say like, oh, this is how I feel, and you're able to then be able to like share empathy. Which I think is a big piece of emotional intelligence, is just ultimately creating empathy and care for others and their shit that they're going through. And just being able to see not just like such like a small image. I think sometimes when we lack the like emotional intelligence and empathy and whatnot, we're looking at just our perspective. And I think what emotional intelligence is it opens that up, and you're able to see so much more of a bigger picture, as opposed to just having that like one lens, that one perspective, and maybe that perspective could be stemming from a place of hurt, right? And so then everything you feel is just hurt, and you see, well, you haven't seen me and what I've been through, right? And you can't like extend that empathy and that care because it's just that lens of hurt that you're coming from. And so emotional intelligence and being able to have that opportunity to see yourself, see where you're at, how do you feel, can then pull that lens away and allow you to open up and see, like I said, that bigger picture. So yeah.
Great. I love it.
Me too. I love this topic. It is so powerful and it really, like, I hope that for anyone who is feeling like, God, emotional intelligence or I don't have any or whatnot, like, I just want to let you know, like, this is a muscle to build. There's actually, in my research that I was doing, they like gauged if emotional intelligence is something that you can improve and like gain through learning, and you absolutely can. So just know, like, there's hope for you. If anything, there is hope, and we're just excited for you to just be open and be vulnerable with us, so on these beautiful journeys. Do we have anything from the chat yet? No? What are you guys thinking?
There, I put it up. Yeah, put it in the chat. What do you feel like are the benefits of being emotionally intelligent? Yes, and while we're waiting for those answers,
can I ask you another question, if that's cool? I would love to hear like some more qualities of someone with like strong emotional intelligence, or like what maybe like some actions or some things that you see that have you go, oh.
I think, and it's funny actually, thank you for asking, because there was something that when you were talking and you were sharing, I was like, oh, this makes me think about this. I want to clarify, because I think sometimes also when people think of navigating relationships effectively, can we highlight that real quick? Can we get the team to highlight that answer? Oh my gosh, hey, look at that. It's like magic. Hey. Yes, and I would say that the biggest thing, because when people talk about like people who are emotionally intelligent, or they feel like, oh, maybe that means that I just have to cater to everybody, and because I have to understand where everybody's coming from, I always give everybody the benefit of the doubt. So now I can't like be mad at anyone, or I can't whatever. It's like, no, that's not what it's about. It's about you can understand where people are coming from.
Yep.
So you have like that empathy, like you mentioned, while also still being able to express yourself. So you can still say, hey, I'm upset because this happened, or that you took this action, or that you said this thing, and I understand that you care for me, that whatever the case is, like when I think about like my marriage, like a lot of it started with like me having to either remind her that like, hey, look, even though I mess up, like I'm not doing it because I hate you. I'm not trying to make your life difficult. I don't know, or I just need some help and guidance, even though this is something that for you feels like it's obvious. Like I need that empathy in this moment, but then still being able to express that, but not being like, why are you being such a whatever to me? And like, oh, like this is ridiculous and whatever. Doing it in a more resourceful way where I can just say, hey, look, I feel sad, and like I feel miserable because I'm mad at myself for making your life harder. And on top of that, like I also feel like sad because you're making me, because what you're saying makes me feel like poop, because it's not my intention, and I understand my intention only get me so far, and my actions need to reflect that, but then just help me learn and teach me. And I think when you can have those conversations like that, it takes time, like, man.
And it takes like, it also takes both, like in any relationship, whether this is like an intimate relationship, platonic, friendship, whatever, like siblings, like it requires both people to be able to show up in those spaces and be able to say like, okay, like let's talk about this. And
Yes.
I feel like it kind of comes back to that. Like, I feel like I often see like these two like shapes taking form and these kind of conversations. It's like the shutdown, the avoid, the I'm not going to speak, I'm not going to share because I screwed up or whatever, right? Like however that takes form. Just kind of like the submitting. And then I feel like there's the outward expression, maybe anxious attachment style that's just like trying to feel. I mean, I am that person 100% who just like wants to be understood so badly, but maybe doesn't know how to like articulate that or share, and like how important it is to like come back to like, what is our intention here together? What are we trying to do here? Are we trying to continue this like relationship, or do we want it to explode?
Yeah.
What is the goal here? Because this trajectory of just like and this, or having both like at each other, or both silent and avoiding, like it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
It's ultimately not gonna work. So it really just comes back. And when I was like kind of reflecting on some of like what I was thinking of for like qualities of people that are like emotionally intelligent, I think it's so important, the listening skills that are required. And truly, like, again, this comes back to the empathy that we've been talking about, the vulnerability, like listen to understand, not listen to act. Listen to understand. And then the second thing is like how important clarity is, and clarifying. That is such, to me, an act of emotional intelligence. If you say, hey, I am seeing this, or my interpretation of this with my knowledge of emotions is this. Is that what it is for you? Because again, we're all humans. We have different experiences. They're so vastly different. And they may go, oh no, that wasn't my version of angry. That was my version of love, right?
Yeah.
Or me being quiet was not me saying that I don't care. It was me, being XYZ, right? Like,
like creating
so
space for you.
different...
Like, I didn't want to say anything because I wanted you to be able to talk. Like,
right, or whatever it may be, right? Like, there's so many like ways that these like, it almost makes me think of like, like those code things where you're like switching all the different panels to like try to like decode it, and it's just like, and you're just confused, and then more frustrated and more upset, and there's the lack of connection there, and like trust is being broken, and no one's feeling understood, and everyone's pissed off, and it's like, okay, let's find clarity here, let's find understanding of like what it is that is going on here. Because even emotionally intelligent people, they haven't walked in your shoes, right? And if they can't extend that like compassion and that understanding of like, I actually don't know your full story, and I don't know why you might be acting the way that you do. So like, let me be here to understand. Let me be here to clarify and see if I'm understanding. Or maybe you do have it down, but it's still good to clarify, because then that person is able to feel validated and that you do understand where they're coming from, right?
Yeah.
So
it's not you coming up with their story. Like, you're letting them say their story.
Exactly. Because, or maybe it might be part of it, but it's not the whole story, right? Again, we can't assume. Like, what's the assuming acronym? Like,
makes an ass out of you.
Yeah, you and I, right? Like, absolutely. That's such a huge part of emotional intelligence, is like taking that layer off of being like, I might be wrong in my perception and in my perspective, and just being able to sit with that and be like, that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're also gonna maybe have a topic about communication. I think we should definitely do it on active listening.
Oh yeah.
I always tell people, like, some people say like, look, listen to understand, and then I'm like, but I want you to take it a step further and make it listen to understand what the other person is trying to say, not listen to understand why the other person is wrong, not listen to understand why the other person is an idiot, because that a lot of people do that really well. They go, I am listening to understand. Like, they have it all wrong. That's what I understand about what they're saying. Like, no.
My interpretation, what I heard.
Yeah, like, no, you listen to, assuming what they say is true. How do they view the thing? That's what you want to listen for. Like, oh
Absolutely.
god.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well
Yeah.
said, Joohong. That
Just need to
talk
take
about
it.
a nugget. Talk about a nugget.
I think there's a
I
lot of things like that where I think I started writing like a list or something of like phrases that we don't take far enough, like in specificity, because people just go, oh yeah, I could do that, sure, okay. And it's like, well, okay, hold on, okay, I know it was very open to interpretation and we just kind of assumed you were going to interpret it this way. But clearly you didn't, so let me make it a little more specific. This is what we mean. Like, oh, okay. Well, I'm still doing it this way because this way is easier. No. This is the way you need to do it. These are the guidelines.
These are the guidelines right now. Which I think is also so helpful, especially when like you're just starting out, because you can take loose instructions and, you know, turn right when you need to turn left. And I think that that's beautifully said. And
when life is changing so fast, like we mentioned already, like you don't even have time to like, okay, wait, well, how am I supposed to do that again? Like, no. I think, are we gonna talk about this? Maybe. Well, this will kind of be in techniques, but yeah, we can go into techniques then. Let's go into techniques. I'll talk. Well, hold on, maybe because I'll forget. I don't know. Anyways, let me just
go for it. Just go for it.
The other thing too is that when, oh man, I might have just forgotten it. Let's jump to the techniques, and it'll probably come back to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love that.
It'll be fine. And if anything, if I forget it, then people will just have to come back next week to hear it.
I also want to say that it's totally fine, and I love that you're here. Just a reminder.
Thank you. I appreciate that you're here, and I also appreciate everybody else in the chat who is here. And if you are here, make some noise. You know what we haven't seen? We haven't seen an octopus in the chat in a while.
Ooh, that's definitely essential. If y'all can put an octopus in the chat, that would be greatly appreciated and very, very essential too.
Oh my gosh. See, look, emotional intelligence, being able to express yourself in a way that is still constructive and resourceful. Anyways, oh, I'm an octopus, damn it. Anyway.
Woohoo! We got an octi.
Hey, thank you. Woo-hoo. Our number one fan.
Wow, couldn't have done it without you.
It's gonna be hard to top our number one fan.
It really is.
I don't really see anybody taking that spot. This is gonna be very hard.
Yeah. I mean, we welcome competition though, healthy competition.
Yes. Yeah, I think maybe we'll have them fight to the death one day.
I actually love our fans, and I want to keep them strong. So.
Yeah, well, they don't have to fight to the death then. It can just be like a. Anyways, all right, let's move on. Before my mind wanders. Let's move on.
Oh my god, that's
get
awesome.
on with it. Get on with
Get on. Moving on.
What are we here to talk about here?
Okay, I'm just looking back over my notes real quick.
Oh yeah, and if I remember that technique thing, yeah, man, now I totally forgot it. Now the octopus threw me off.
Well, can I jump into a technique that I wanted? Well, I guess like a technique, a suggestion, I guess this would be for just helping you and practicing your emotional intelligence. I think it's so important for who it is that you surround yourself with, right? We've been talking about that today. You got like a toxic work environment, maybe you're in a toxic relationship with who, it could be significant other or significant others. It could be family, whatever, right? Like friends. It's so important to surround yourself with other people that you perceive to be emotionally intelligent, and also like talking about it too with those people. And I think practice allows you to get better and gain better skills. And so the more that you surround yourself with more people that are like-minded in that sense and are willing to step into vulnerability, willing to clarify, really allows you to establish those skills and see it actually happening in the real world. Because I think that's another thing that's so hard is like, if you've never experienced emotional intelligence, or if you haven't experienced like healthy communication, it's really, really hard to just like read a book or hear some people talk about it and then actually try to do it, especially when it's something that is emotionally high, to like be able to like switch off these, you know, parts of ourselves, the triggers, all those things, to like jump into these skills. And so to actually see those things in action, I think is so helpful. Or even like, it doesn't necessarily, you know, if you don't feel like you have people around you or you're not in a place to, like, I feel like even like when you read a book, right, or when you watch something on TV or watch a movie or whatever, when you're able to like cue into like, oh, that person is being vulnerable and emotional and intelligent because they were able to identify the emotions, and like act accordingly, right? I think just being able to like bring it into the real world for yourself is so helpful. If you can, bringing yourself around other people, I know that that really helped me. And in college, I was like not intentionally put myself in a space with these emotionally intelligent people. Thank God. Thank God I was just like landed in this really great place that like fostered vulnerability and fostered empathy and fostered care, that I was like, oh, that's how you do that, right? And I also, so I guess that's like one of the ways that I would like techniques, right? Like seeing it out in practice or experimenting or just starting to notice the things around you, especially if this is brand new for you, or even if it's not, just like tuning in to like how the world is working, I think is so important. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop there with that technique. Joohong, do you want to jump in? Because you know me, I'll just go on and on and on.
Oh, so I did remember what I wanted to say.
Okay, perfect.
I mean, it's not really a technique per se, but I think it's something that it's a practice that I think people undervalue and underutilize. And if you want to find out what it is, you're gonna have to wait until next. No, I'm just kidding. I'll talk about it now. So what I always tell people, so kind of one way to kind of get started on your journey with really anything, is to start small, and safe. And so when you talk about emotional intelligence, this can literally be maybe just sharing, like, if someone does something that you really like and makes you happy, then working and practicing in that moment, like, oh, hey, Kayla, when you did that, it actually made me feel really good. I'm like, thank you so much. And I just want to share that with you. Cool, great. Like that can literally be step one. And then you just do that for like a week and then see how it goes. Like,
yeah.
And then eventually, you know, you graduate, you kind of move up and you're like, okay, let me try something a little more high stakes, not super, but maybe then if someone just kind of like says something that's kind of like just like, then okay, hey, let me just share this real quick. Hey, when you said that, it just kind of made me feel a little hurt, like just a little bit. Oh, okay, cool, whatever. Well, not whatever, but okay, cool, noted. I'll keep an eye on that. Cool, thank you. You don't have to jump into, well, you shouldn't necessarily jump into just, hey, so I want to talk to you about how I feel like I'm very undervalued in this relationship, and here's the reasons why I feel that way. And you know, you don't have to start in the deep end. Like, don't start by swimming out in the ocean. Start in the kiddie pool, like with little things. Practice with the little things, and then work your way up to the big stuff. And so that's just something I think a lot of people just underutilize a lot. I know we're going to talk about some really great books later, but a great book that highlights that is Performance Paradox. It's a great book and talks about how a lot of times we think we're practicing, but we're really performing. And so practice. Technically, those are still performing things, but I'm sure, and I know I do this a lot, we probably run through scenarios in our heads and play out like, okay, if I say this way, what do I think they're gonna say? How are they gonna respond? And then when they respond that way, then what can I say? And practicing that in your head can help you prepare for the actual thing. And just again, it's just a lot of practice. But start small, start now. You deserve it. You're worth it.
You do. You so do. And I think too, also, like, the more that you work, like, hearing you say, like, talking about like being performative and like prepping for all of, like, okay, if they say this is how I'm gonna, I think it just like comes back to like you having to like know yourself and how you feel about things and being able to like trust those things too.
Yeah.
And being able to be like, because maybe it's not necessarily like playing out how you're gonna say it or whatever, but like, how do you actually feel about that?
Yeah. And
like checking in and being able to like just see how you feel about these different things. Or if someone does say this, like, how do you feel about that? What comes up for you? Like checking in. And I see like emotional intelligence from like two different perspectives too, of like your capacity to be able to share how you feel and your ability to be able to understand how someone else is feeling too. And those are also like two different things. So don't try to get ahead of yourself and be like, I gotta do both of them at the same time and all these things, like I think what Joohong said was like amazing.
That's true.
With like starting small, and he was using a lot of examples too of like sharing how you feel. I think also like practicing that active listening, of listening to understand the other person, like, hey, this is what I heard from what you said. Is that right? Did I hear that right? And being able to get that feedback, what an awesome skill to have. What an awesome skill to have, right? And it can be as simple, like that could be you improving your emotional intelligence. And that's also like a marker to like, okay, I didn't fully understand. And then checking in with yourself, well, why didn't I fully understand? Oh, maybe I haven't had that experience before, or maybe because of whatever, right? I interpreted this way. Like, it's just, that's, I think, a really great way for you to be able to check in on like how you're able to interpret other people. And some people you're going to get better on being able to interpret than others, right? That just comes down to like your relationship with them and how often you're around them. But some people can like completely throw us off our game. Like we can feel really confident in being able to understand people, and then you're like, whoa.
Yes.
I feel like I'm shooting in the dark here,
True. Yeah.
So like, just to like, again, like be humble in these experiences. You don't need to be perfect. The whole point is that we're just here to understand and be understood. So yeah.
And I think it goes back to as well, like how you're talking about like that community and who you surround yourself with, because you can even just start with your friends, right? Like your friends should support you in your journey. And if they don't support you, hopefully they have very, very constructive reasons why, but they should be the people you can also practice with and just be like, hey, I'm gonna just test this out. And also you can tell people, hey, I'm working on my emotional intelligence, and I'm working on expressing myself, or I'm working on understanding how other people feel. Like Kayla said, like, you don't have to do all of it all at once. You just do one thing.
Yeah,
and
keep it simple.
Keep it simple. And so, let your friends know, hey, this is something I want to work on. Like, so if I do this, like, just kind of go with it. And I think you will find that your friends are hopefully more supportive than you might think. And that you get really good at being able to express yourself. Not just there, but in other places too. So.
Absolutely. It'll yield to that increase in confidence and allow you to feel better about going to like express yourself. So then when you get to that place where you're ready, okay, I'm going to try out sharing some, it could be sharing like, an opposite reaction or whatever, like not going along. Could even being like with our things, if we all said we're pro cake and you're the one person who was pro pie, right?
There was
But
maybe
like,
two of us.
but if you feel that way, like, let's hear it, right? And like, let's hear what you have to say. Like, you might get like a little but that's like a part of the fun. That's part of getting to know each other. And again, I think it's so important knowing the space that you're going into when doing this work too. Because if you're going into a space that is risky, just being aware of that and like giving yourself grace again. Might not turn out all crispy and beautiful like it does, in another situation, right? So just making sure that we just don't want you guys to get discouraged as you practice. We want to really empower you guys as you try out these different techniques and are vulnerable. We just want you to even if you do get shut down or it didn't go how you wanted, to know that you can get back up. You can dust yourself off. You're gonna be okay. We're gonna be here every Monday, so you just come let us know how it went. We want to hear. So yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say because we'll check in next week and see how you're doing.
Yeah, how's it going? Who talked to, who expressed themselves, who shared how they felt, or was able to hear and better understand someone else in their life. And like Joohong and I do this because we love knowing that people are getting better in their connections with others. So we can't wait to hear about all of your attempts and the places where you see success and growth. We're so excited about that. Joohong, do you have any other techniques that you wanted to share or suggestions?
So there is this other, it's funny because a lot of these things, like, they're not like that intense as far as like complex. Another thing that I've heard about and used myself, I think especially in the beginning, is to take a sacred pause. And so that can be like if someone says something to you and you have an immediate visceral emotional reaction to it, instead of opening your mouth and going taking a second to do some inner reflection, and maybe even like you just like kind of I'm gonna say this in the beginning, you can kind of zone out what the person is saying and just check in with yourself real quick, because the more you practice that, the easier and quicker it'll get where you can actually check in with yourself. And again, you can start with very simple, easy, low stakes conversations. Like it can be a conversation about, hey, what do you want to eat today? Like, oh, how did I feel when they asked me that? Oh, I felt neutral. Cool, great, wonderful. That's it. That's all you have to do. But then taking that sacred pause, because then after you kind of figure it out, and the person's probably, well, if they have emotional competence and intelligence, they'll probably notice that you might be checked out a little bit, and they'll be like, hey, are you good? Like, are you listening? Like, oh, sorry, I was checking in with myself. Can you repeat that again? Like, what exactly was you saying, so I make sure that I get it? I think taking a sacred pause is really good, because even if you don't and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna miss out on this conversation, or oh, they're gonna think that I'm not paying attention. Well, guess what? Even if you didn't take that sacred pause and you just got caught up in their story and like all these things, and you're still not really even paying attention. And again, you're probably like listening to understand why they're an idiot or something. Like, so taking that sacred pause, no matter what, is always going to be beneficial to you, to practice this. And like I said again, and I'm always going to say this, start small, start simple, just start, and low stakes, and it will be a lot easier. But I would say sacred pauses are very good. And
I feel like, just to speak on the sacred pause, like I was kind of reflecting on myself, and I was like, you know what, I feel like I kind of just do that sometimes, because I'm literally like, okay, this is what this person just said. okay, this is how I'm feeling. Am I feeling that way? Like especially when you're having an intense, hard conversation that can be really hard for the other person and for yourself. Like, how do you want to get across, right? Like, you want to be intentional. You don't want to just like fire off hurtful things, even though it might be like your knee jerk. So I feel like these pauses like happen naturally too as you get stronger with that skill, which is just cool. So yeah.
Which would actually lead me to another technique, which isn't
Let's do
really
it.
a
Rip it
technique
off.
again. But one thing I don't remember, maybe it was Crucial Conversations was the book. But again, talking about like when you're having a conversation and you need to take a breath to continue saying and speaking, that is your like marker for yourself that says, hey, let me create some space and let the other person talk now, because clearly I've talked so much that my brain and my body is like, okay, let's pause.
Please chill.
Yes, let's chill down. Take your breath. Let the other person speak. And that also just kind of helps with that, creating more of a space for conversation, not just one-way dialogue and monologuing. So yeah, so like when you feel like you need to take a breath, then take a pause and let the other person jump in and say their piece to, or respond to like probably the millions of things that you've brought up in the conversation. Let them get a chance to respond. But yeah, that's something too that, again, I mean, it kind of goes back to the sacred pause thing, but also that breaths are natural pauses. And
it's that cue to yourself. Yes. Yeah.
So,
sometimes we need that because our brain just loves to just like rapid fire, especially again, these are like emotional, vulnerable places, right? Like it's scary. You're exposing your heart, your chest, like you're putting yourself out there. Like let those bodily like signs show you and let your brain just like turn off and be like, okay, let me come back here. And I also think that like there's power in these to not just be one conversation, but to be multiple conversations, and to know that like this doesn't, like being emotionally intelligent doesn't mean that you have a solution at the end of the conversation, right? It's checking in, it's being able to understand. It also like it could, being emotionally intelligent can get, hey, I don't feel understood. I'm exhausted. You're exhausted. We need to take a break and get back to a place where we're both able to be our best selves right now, right? Like it's again, just being able to check in with yourself in the moment and not forcing something to happen when it isn't its time necessarily. As an anxious attachment person, I love to get to the solution. It makes me want to rip off my skin when I don't have a solution. I cannot sleep. It drives me freaking crazy. And to
sorry, not to laugh at your like pain. Sorry.
No, it is like but like also, Kayla, you maybe could just really use a breath. Kayla, you could use a walk right now. Kayla, you're dysregulated right now. Like, let's use some techniques that you have in your toolbox to get to a place where you're regulated and you're gonna be okay, even though you don't have a solution right now. Being able to like check in with yourself, I think that is also emotional intelligence, right? And it's something that I'm still working on as a person, right? Of like, okay, don't need to have the answer right now. I don't even need to have it in a day or two. Like, I need to take a breath. I'm gonna be okay. Life moves on. My body's still gonna function. Like, my ego might be bruised, right? Like, I might like these things, but at the end of the day, like I really am gonna be okay to be able to take this breath, to take maybe I need a couple days, because honestly sometimes like in the heat and like those harder moments, sometimes you really do just need a couple of days to just breathe, to come back to your peace, to come back to your true self, to come back to your best self. And I just want to say, like, just because you need a couple days does not mean that you're not emotionally intelligent. What makes you emotionally intelligent is being able to understand where you're at and being able to share that with the other person.
Yes. Amen.
So, cheers.
Yes.
Matching cups.
Cheers. Matching cups.
Oh.
And this is water.
Yep, water. We're
water. It's water.
Water crew. Hydrating. So I need to take a breath. That came heavy off the chest.
Tell us.
That was me being.
Yeah, we didn't tell everybody. We forgot to tell everybody. By the way, these streams, this is really just for us to have a coaching session for each other, so we can process our own things.
Oh yeah, because coaches need it too. Coaches need it too.
100%. 100%. Well, I know we've talked a lot, but if you have any questions or thoughts, please share them in the chat. We would love to hear what you all think, because, well, I know what I think. Kayla knows what she thinks. And we've talked a little bit, so we might know what the other person thinks. It's more interesting for us to find out more of what you all think.
Yeah.
So please feel free to share in the chat. What are your thoughts? What do you think of all the crazy stuff we're saying? What about these techniques? Would you even use any of these techniques?
Right. Do they make sense? Do they feel good?
Yeah.
Do they apply to you?
Yes.
We want to hear, because yeah, something I love affirmations, so I want to share an affirmation that I think would be helpful if you're just starting out when it comes to expressing your feelings and validating yourself. So this affirmation I wrote down is, I absorb information from my feelings. I'm going to repeat that 2 more times just to let it sit. I absorb information from my feelings. I'm going to do it one more time for the people in the back. I absorb information from my feelings. Joohong, can I ask you what you thought of that as like a affirmation for?
I mean, you could ask me.
Yeah.
You could.
Oh, the chat too. What do you guys think? Pardon me.
What do I think? Honestly, that was really. I don't know what this is. What does this mean, Kayla? Can you translate this for me?
Okay, so cat with glasses is giving frisky.
Oh no, we don't do that.
Smelly cheese. Is it smelly cheese? I don't know. I'm getting smelly cheese. Frog. And frog. Frisky, frog with mouth open.
Smelly cheese, frog. You know, it's funny because now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, are there cheeses that are not smelly? I don't think so. I think all cheeses are smelly cheeses.
I think you might be right. That's so funny.
Toga Eater, can you please enlighten us? What does that mean? What is the message that we are missing here?
We care about you and we want to know. We don't understand.
I want you to share your wisdom with us.
Yeah.
So we can better communicate and understand each other.
Ding ding ding.
Honestly, it's funny because the first time I heard it, I was like, I love it. Cool. I'll take it.
Thanks for your communication. We appreciate it.
You know, every day, 1% better than you were before. And like, I think we kind of mentioned this, especially I think in the last stream, but you know, we're just 2 people who have been on a journey, and we are definitely in a position of just like, we have learned things the hard way, maybe, and our goal is to help everyone else just kind of get further along in their journey in wherever they are in their journey. And do we have skills? Yes. But it all came through practice, and there's no better here. There's only, you are better than who you were before, we are better than who we were before, and that's it. And we are all still always learning. So but I am happy that we were able to give you some sort of enlightenment, development, all the wonderful things in a very unfrisky way. So going back to that too, I think that the first time I heard it, I was like, okay. And then the last time I heard it, I was like, yes. Absorbing the knowledge, the things I need to learn from the emotions that I'm feeling. That's what I got out of it. And that's exactly what we've been talking about. It's, what can I learn? What do I need to know about what I'm feeling and what's causing this?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, maybe you might have caught it, or maybe the chat caught it. But earlier when I was talking about like how something made me feel, as an example, I am very much a person, a coach who is very like, no one can make you mad, no one can make you sad, no one can make you these things. But your reaction to it, the action that they take, that specific action is the thing that causes you to feel a certain way. So while what someone does could elicit or trigger something within you, that trigger still comes from inside of you. This is my view of it. Like, that thing still is being triggered in you. So something that may be triggering for Kayla might not be triggering for me, but the person did the same exact thing. So it would be then a reflection. Then I would have to go, whoa, okay, let me absorb the knowledge right now. What exactly is this feeling? Why is this triggering for me? What is triggering? What is going on? And so I would say too, like, just really, it's funny because we always say it's not all about you. In this moment, I'm saying it is about you, and like, figure out what it is about you that is getting triggered. It is all about you until it's not about you. But in this instance, usually, everything it is really truthfully about you. So that is the long and short of what I got out of what you
I love that.
Information.
That was beautiful.
I'm curious to see what Toga Eater thought of your affirmation. But do you want to share what your intention behind that affirmation is, or what inspired that affirmation? Or
I mean, when I was like playing around and finding that connection with the sacral chakra, and just thinking about just connecting to feelings and how that can feel really scary, finding, at least for myself, I think the act of actually the feeling wasn't necessarily, it was the sharing of the feelings for me that was really scary. But just trying to like remove all of that and getting down to like the basics of like, regardless of whatever it is, I'm just here to get information from how it is that I'm feeling. I don't need to judge. It's not saying I'm here to judge. I'm here to provide criticism for that feeling. I'm not here to shame. I'm not here to crap on. I'm not here to celebrate even these feelings. Like, I just straight contentment. I'm here straight to the basic. I'm just here to get that information. What is it trying to tell me? And I feel like affirming and like bringing that like back to yourself is like so important, of like, why am I here to feel, to get information of how I'm interpreting things. So yeah, That was my intention behind it. Bring it back to the basics.
So that's very interesting, because it's almost like you're like momentarily like dissociating yourself from it to be able to like analyze it, and then going back into it and going, okay, now that I understand why this feels this way or what's going on, now let me jump back into it and feel it again and go, okay, but now with this new lens of like, okay, now I understand. At least to the extent that I can understand it, because
right,
who knows, there might be other
still
things.
human and whatever. But if you know, like I was earlier talking about like the lens of pain and hurt, right? So like if I'm taking this information through the lens of shame, if I'm taking it through the lens of like whatever, like that's going to constrict how you're able to receive that information. So let's cut all that and let's just know that like we're here to absorb and like bring it in, take in all that knowledge, and then be able to like move through it how we need to move through it with all the information. Yeah. Get that bigger picture. I feel like that's so important. And I also just want to say too that like there's so much great from emotions, so much richness that emotions really do bring to our lives that we unfortunately like have to miss out on if we're not in tune and not willing to risk feeling like having emotions, right? So like there's just so much beauty, so much good, so much gratitude for like the things that we get to feel. Like how cool that we're humans and we like have all these extra brain things and body connections with emotions, right? Like there's just emotions are so powerful. Like let's lean into them and let's be able to harness them and allow them to enrich our lives on another level. That maybe we've been shying away from or afraid of or whatever. Like we've got one life. Let's live it to the fullest. So
yeah, I agree. It's like the old saying of like, better to have loved and lost than never have loved at all. And it's
absolutely.
like, yeah, you can't get anything in the world without putting a little bit of skin in the game. You gotta be willing to risk a little bit. But then, you know, I think going back to what you said about community and the people you surround yourself with, well, if the people you surround yourself with are emotionally competent and intelligent enough, then you've created safer places to really stretch your emotional comfort zone. And then you get to experience more out of life because you can have this healthy relationship with your emotions. Yeah, that was great.
Which is so beautiful. It's like, and I think it comes back to like we're humans, like we seek connection, we seek intimacy. Like this is where if that's what you were looking for, it starts with emotional intelligence. It starts with feelings. Well, not even emotional intelligence. It starts with feelings and being connected to feelings, to gain that empathy and emotion, and eventually that emotional intelligence to like foster that trust. So,
good stuff.
So great.
I'm excited to make clips of this stream. Like there were so many good moments in this stream.
I agree.
Like
so much goodness.
Man, so much content. Like that's what I'm thinking right now. Like there's so much good content here. This is gonna be great. There's no way. Like, oh yeah, I'm excited.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, this is great. I love it.
Does anyone else have anything that they want to share in the chat with us about this topic? Any questions that you have? And even if you're like catching the replay, we also like want to encourage you guys to like comment, share with us what you think, questions that you have. We plan on like checking in at the start of like our next live, being like, how'd it go for you guys? Or like we saw these questions come through and whatnot. So we want to hear from you. We want to answer your questions. Like that's why we're here spending 2 hours with you on a Monday night, because this is our jam. This is our place of genius and our place of care. So let us shed that light and love on you and do our thing. So Yeah.
I would say this is my peanut butter and jam because I love peanut butter. So.
Oh, I love peanut butter too.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Did you know that peanut butter jelly sandwiches can actually increase your lifespan by like 13 minutes?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I know that Uncrustables has like a crazy deal with like the NFL though, or something like that. Have you heard about that?
I love Uncrustables. Oh man, I haven't had an Uncrustable in so long. I don't know if it's per sandwich. I don't think it's per sandwich.
Oh, okay. I was like per sandwich. Like I'm about to be eating those on the reg.
I don't know how. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure. You know what? I'll do a little more research.
You found the fountain of youth. That's
I know, right? Could you imagine? Oh my gosh, 13. If that was true, 13 minutes per sandwich.
That'd be crazy.
I'm going to live a very, 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 very long life.
Same.
Definitely, yeah. Oh man. Okay, oh, no, maybe this is a topic for another time. But like, how do you make your peanut butter jelly sandwiches? What do you do?
It depends on the circumstances, how much time I have.
It?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I love a good toasted Sammy.
How about you, Toga Eater? Do you toast your sandwiches? Your sandwiches? Oh my gosh, all the aminals. I didn't say that today.
Oh, well, you just did. Got it. Yeah. What bread do we use for these peanut butter? What peanut butter?
Peanut butter. Oh man.
What knife and plate? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I mean, I do use a butter knife. I don't use a regular butter knife for.
Yeah, same. Me too. I use the sharpest knife I have.
I think. I think sometimes I have used a spoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sometimes. I think for jelly, I definitely.
Yeah, I feel like jelly makes sense because it always falls off the knife.
But then sometimes you can like just tilt the jam and then you just kind of like scoop it out with the knife, because then it's a little bit easier. But I don't know.
Okay.
Oh man, what kind of jam? Or marmalade? Or some people like to use like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or jam versus a jelly. Like what, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
During the
Crunchy
holidays.
Peanut butter or smooth?
I like both. Knee jerk is smooth.
Oof.
Sorry.
It's okay. No judgment. This is a judgment-free zone.
Something that's different from your experience. So happy.
I'm a texture person, so I love crunchy peanut butter.
That's fair.
You know,
I am like super weird. I have to have more peanut butter than jelly. That's like my preference.
Same.
I like used to actually like in my Uncrustables, there was way too much jelly. I still kind of feel that way, too much jelly in them. So I like would squirt it out because I was like, cannot be. I was like, who made this ratio?
Who made this one? This is terrible. Fired.
Not
what do you
this
mean
one.
Do finger painting when you make your PB&Js? Like, are you literally? What I imagine happening is like, so you put your bread, then you have your peanut butter on it, and then you like put the
on the bread, yeah.
Like you just take your finger and you're just like, boop, 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 boop. Like, are you dipping your finger like in the peanut butter and
That's
then
crazy?
Like,
that's criminal. That's crazy.
If you're peanut butter, like who cares? You know, like I'm eating this peanut butter.
I guess like I normally like live with other people, so I just like that feels a little criminal.
Oh. Don't
tell my family. Oh, okay.
All right. I won't tell your family. And also noted. Your family is not frisky. In the Oxford Dictionary version of that. Oh man. This was a good conversation because to break up a little bit of the intenseness of the things.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I don't know, like finger. Like, I was imagining also like drawing like a smiley face with the jelly or something. Like,
I was like imagining a smiley face too, but I'm also thinking the more I think about it, I'm like, okay, you have the bread, then you put on like a full like canvas of peanut butter, and then you paint with the jelly on top of the peanut butter. That way you get like enough of like one side, and then you do the same on the other side. It's like all jelly, and then you paint with the peanut butter, and then they come together.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's my thought process.
I don't know. I'll have to try it out. I haven't had peanut butter jelly sandwich in a long time, actually.
Me neither. I've actually been on a big grilled cheese kick recently. Love me a good grilled cheese.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you know, it's like fall season now, so I'm like getting my soup and my grilled cheese. Just
okay.
All the goods.
Well, looks like we have like about 10 minutes left. Great. So we talked about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That was on the agenda. We've talked about a lot of techniques.
Yes.
Quite a few things. We talked about what we all feel like emotional intelligence is. We did get some definitions. Kayla got to teach us about more of the history of it as well, because it's always good to know. Make sure you follow us on our socials, as they are posted now in the chat. That way you can get updates on what we're doing, a topic for next week. And we will talk a little bit about that now as well. But yeah, also, so next week, we have a few different potential topics for next week. Next week's stream is also on my birthday. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to share my birthday with all y'all. I think one of the topics, so here's a list of topics, and maybe our number one fan, our favorite fan, can also put in their 2 cents. So we're looking at therapy versus coaching, because that was something we didn't talk about last week or the week before, but it was something that we felt like would be a good topic just to discuss. Setting expectations, the conversations you're avoiding, beyond the bedroom, into some intimacy secrets they don't teach you. And then from fake to real, strip away your professional mask live on stream.
Crazy. Crowd goes wild.
So let us know in the chat which one of these do you feel like is something that you would really want to talk about next week. I feel like this emotional intelligence, we definitely found some topics even within this that would be great to expand on for future streams as well.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add, Kayla, for the future content?
No, I'm really excited. I think like things from this live, just thinking of like, we talked about workplace, we talked about leadership, we talked about relationships. I feel like there's so many different ways that you can take these things. We also talked about communication, healthy communication. So I feel like there's just like, there's always topics within topics. And this was like the intro of just emotional intelligence. So we're just really excited. Like, again, if you guys are called to something, have more questions, like we want to hear from you. We want to know what you want to talk about, what's hitting for you.
Yeah. And with that being said, one thing that we are going to start, even though it's only our 3rd stream, one thing that we're both passionate about is learning. And what better way to learn than reading a book? And so we are going to be starting our Radiance and our R&R book club.
R&R book club.
1 month to read the book, right? Or 1.5 months or 1 month?
No, 1 month. Yeah, every 4 weeks we're gonna have a stream. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. Are we gonna spend the whole stream talking about it? Yeah, huh? That'll be our actual stream then. We'll be actually going through the book, because there's definitely like these books. I feel like each book we could just do one chapter every
That's true.
and we could probably go over all of it and just like what we learned, what our thoughts were on it. But we'll see how this one goes. We'll do the whole book. You can listen to the audio or read it. And this month's book, wow, look at that. I just happen to have it right here. This month's book is The Perfection Trap. Because someone on stream was talking about how they were like a bit of a perfectionist and the self-proclaimed burnout queen. So we're gonna read this book, The Perfection Trap. And I've listened to this book quite a few times actually, and really it does a great job of just kind of breaking down what it is that we are kind of maybe like conditioned in society to believe, almost essentially that we're not enough, and so it helps to break down that barrier, and I guess kind of like a self-love book, like really learning that you are enough and that the reason that you might be a perfectionist is because you really don't feel like you're enough and you feel like you have to be perfect for people to love you. So this is the first book we're going to start with. And again, there is an audiobook version. It is with a British accent, English accent.
If that bugs you.
If that bugs you, then just read the book. The book itself, actually, it's not even really that long. It's only... This is like the glossary. This is the thing. It's only 240 pages.
That's not bad at all.
And the font size is actually really good. It's actually not even that like intense.
That's awesome.
And the audiobook is only 8 hours. So I was actually like, you know what? If I just read this book for like 30 minutes a day, I don't know what the math is, but like I actually would finish it before the month ends. So as someone who's not really a reader person, but I love listening to books, I actually will probably read this book.
Nice.
So that way I can take notes and stuff. So that's that book. Also, I'm co-authoring a book. I have co-authored actually already. It's done. Called Unbreakable Spirit. I don't have my copy with me because it's delayed a little bit.
It's on its way.
But the book is launching on October 20th, my birthday, and the 21st. There's a lot of great chapters in it. I wrote one chapter and it talks about my switch method for relationship coaching. And then every chapter is written by a different author, and every chapter has a gift in it. And the gifts altogether total about $1,000 worth in value. So meaning every coach gave a gift that they actually do sell for an amount, and then all together it's about $1,000 worth of gifts as well. So like there's like free courses in there, there's meditations, there's all sorts of things. Next week I will have that, and we'll drop the link and everything. So if you would like to purchase it, yeah, it's great. It's awesome. The whole idea of the book is like how to keep or make an unbreakable spirit. And then the cover is inspired by the Kitsugi. One second. Let me get rid of this whiskey meaning and
share this story with us.
Nope, not Kitsune. Japanese art of gold unbroken. Kintsugi. There you go. And it's basically what would happen is they would like broken pottery and things like that. In order to put it back together, they actually would fill in the cracks with gold.
Oh yeah, I've heard of
And
this.
so,
Yeah.
yes, and so making it just like even more like beautiful and wonderful, and so that's what's on the cover of the book.
Mm,
So, and I love that. I just, when I first heard about that, I think maybe it was Ikigai, I don't remember,
mm,
but that art is just, it's great because when you think about, well, we all have cracks because of, the things we've been through. Our lives have been just crazy, and only gets crazier. But then how we view those cracks can help us shape our lives in very beautiful ways. And so yeah, finding the gold lining, I suppose, in the cracks.
love that.
So yeah, it's really great, and the authors are really amazing. They're all wonderful people. So check that out next week on October 20th and the 21st. And yeah,
Whoop, whoop. So excited.
that's all I've got. I'm also excited for Perfection Trap. That's also a great book.
Yes.
It's cool, so
I'm so excited too.
I'm excited. Hey! Also, props to Kayla for getting more comfortable with the soundboard.
Yeah, we're live learning here. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We cannot wait to celebrate Joohong's birthday next week. We cannot wait to celebrate his book launch. Be here with us for that celebration. Again, we want to hear from you about topics. Please let us know. Follow us on social media. We want to connect with you guys, so connect with us. Again, please like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch. We want you guys to get these notifications for when we're having these lives, so make sure you have them. Again, we're going to be here next Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so be there or be square. And yeah, anything else? Are we closing out another successful live? What?
We are.
We need a high five sound. Yeah. You like froze.
I know. I didn't freeze at all this time, did I?
You did a little bit, but it's totally okay. Yeah.
Did I though?
But it was like, yeah, you're just catching us the entire time.
Who knows?
I'm dead.
No, yeah, that's it. I'm excited. This will be great. I love the dogs barking. That one I get.
Me too.
I understand. That one, yes.
That's a good one.
That was Lily earlier. But anyways, so.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Get out of here. All right.
All right, we're done.
Good night.
See you guys. Bye.
See ya.